Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Wednesday, which means it is time for me to actually watch the first episode of Drifters, because, always double check the episode lists you get, fam. But still, that episode 2 still made for a pretty decent first episode, and it got me interested. So here's the real first episode of Drifters. So, we know that it winds up with, Nobunaga, Koichi, and the third guy. The third guy who actually realized that his sword is shit, being in this weird fantasy land that's probably not Japan. Now, I've been told that Japan, they had elves, but they all left round about the time Nobunaga was around. So, probably not. Oh boy, unless you were following that comment, that makes no fucking sense, does it? But they're in some sort of bullshit fantasy land, and there's guys with European weapons who ideally should be shooting the fuck out of them, and there was Hannibal and Scipio for some reason as well, and they were like in a different place. And all in all, I'm very curious as to what's going to go on, and I'm hoping that there is more than just Japanese figures, because fuck me, is my grasp on Japanese history not the best. But we'll see, shall we? Hannibal and Scipio are there, and those my boys. Those are my boys. Also, I'm having a little bit of crunk sauce today. I bought this the other day. It's very good. Normally I'm not down for IPAs, but no, this is good. Before anyone asks what the time is, it is currently 1 a.m. The perfect time for drinking and making videos. Anyways, let's get this going, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, and go. We're probably going to focus on our Japanese boys, right? Because this looks like, 1600, aye. And there's the weeaboos. 2 p.m.? Wait, October 10th? Oh! Oh, fuck! That's the exact date and time that this goes up. It was destined. Hey, and there's our weeb boy. Just goes to show, friends, Japanese armor is also shit. Something I do want to point out that I think is really neat, other than the fact that his movements with the blade, with the katana are actually, is it, which one's the one that requires that you just be lightning fast and just jump in like an asshole? Is it Aijutsu? The one that translates to lightning or whatever the fuck, where basically the idea is your weapon sucks, but the enemy's weapon sucks too. How do you suck less? Move really fucking quick. So I like that he's doing that, because that's the main, literally the only, oh, hi CG Samurai, literally the only way to use a fucking katana. I also really think it's neat that the majority of these soldiers are using spears. I find it weird that they're not using bladed spears, they're just using normal pokey spears. But then again, I don't know what type of spears were popular in 1600, so because that was most of the Japanese military. The katana was considered a sidearm. Wow. Jesus Christ. Whoever was using that spear must have really hated that guy. Because didn't the Japanese military at this point in time have it so that you had to buy your own gear? Wasn't it not until way later that they actually had standard issue? Or am I just completely off base there? Neat. This is my fight, so Yeah. Once again, anything I say about Japanese history, I'd Google it. Because there's a decent bit that I am wrong about, probably, because I have not studied Japanese history nearly as much as I have European. Is okay. Man, those fucking guns. Oh god. The side that has guns should just be winning. Like, there's a reason why after Nobunaga's successor took over, he banned guns. Is because wait, he's going against Tokugawa, or did I misread that? Tokugawa. Oh, are we with Ieyasu here? Are we with Tokugawa? Your fucking mom is my cock holster, Ieyasu. Cause that boy ain't no one to fuck with. Ieyasu was a motherfucker. Not a literal motherfucker, but he was a fucking, You are forbidden from dying. Oh man, I'm so lucky my uncle lets me just fucking die. Like, the side with guns should just win this. Why are they not dead? Holy fuck, his gunmen fucking suck dick. Oh, is he just using the powder as a fucking smokescreen? He was, wasn't he? Now, I don't want to praise that. I really do not want to praise that. Because that's a really stupid move. But at the same time, it was flashy as fuck, so I'm not against it. I'm assuming them missing was on purpose. Because how could they fire all those guns and not hit anyone? Yeah, all them spears, you're not... This isn't even, like, limited to Japan. There's a reason why spears are the default weapon for most of history. Because they beat swords. Like, 9 times... See, that's why. Fucking, like, 8 out of 10 times, a spearman will beat a swordsman. Only modifier is... For fuck's sake. The only modifier is user skill. Now, if only your men could have hit with their weapons. Oh boy, that would have actually solved this problem immediately without requiring you having several new assholes in your chest. That was a bad that was a bad idea. That was through to the other side. You should have pulled it through, you dingus. We're fighting a goddamn zombie! That man should be dead! That man should be fucking dead! Hey! I earned that head! Give it! I need to trade it in at the recycling plant. So do you become a drifter by fucking dying? Because this guy seems like he's about to fucking die. Fucking dingus. Going against the goddamn Toku. I don't care if Ieyasu's alive or not at this point. The Tokugawa shogunate. Them was some motherfuckers. And seeing as, like, not everyone's united underneath the shogunate, I'm gonna assume that Ieyasu's still around. Because I think he lived to see the end of it. Or not the end of the shogunate, but, like, the end of the reunification. I may be wrong. Oh yeah, no, he's fucking dead. So, to become a drifter, you fucking die. Neat. So does that mean we've got Oda Nobunaga after he fucking died... After he fucking died in a house fire? Well, technically it was seppuku in a house fire. Like and by house I mean temple. Like, the temple, like, he was in, like, a temple, it was on fire, and he's like, fuck you guys, you didn't win. Chink, chink. Please stop bleeding on my floor, sir. I do not speak Japanese, you weeb. What the What the fuck is that? Like, what the fuck was that? What? Who was that guy? Is that guy supposed to be someone I'm supposed to recognize? Who would that? I need to know who that were. Oh, look! Elves! Oh, and this leads to their village getting burned down next episode. Neat. Alright. He's bleeding from several new assholes in his chest. That's racist. He speaks some weird weeaboo language. We'll put him with the rest. So I'm assuming you become a drifter by dying. So Nobunaga died of doing, you know, he was doing a Sudoku puzzle. But on his bowels. Does that mean when Nobunaga turned up? When Nobunaga turned up here, he was just kind of like having all his guts spill out. And I don't even recognize Koichi. I don't even recognize him. He's really pretty, though. So, have they learned how to speak elf language? Seems like it defeats the purpose to... Seems like it defeats the purpose for the transport them to the new world, but still leave them with the injuries that killed them in the first place. Could he be from the magical Weeb land? Was Japan not called Nihon when Yoichi was around? Like, wasn't like the first word they invented the name for their language, their name for their fucking. Like, Land of the Rising Sun. Like, I get it. I get it. But wouldn't the word be Japan? Or Nippon? Or Nihon? Whichever one. Regardless, it fucking translates to Sunrise Land. Like, it's a really weird vocal thing. Gun beats sword. Nobunaga knew that, and that's why his successor banned guns. I'm the founder, motherfucker! You almost cut my curtains! Nani? I still don't recognize Yoichi. I don't. Like, does Japan's, like, culture of traps go back that far? He seems to not speak, not, I almost said not speak English, seems to not speak Japanese very well. Like, does he come from so far back that the Japanese language hasn't even really become a thing yet, then? Ah yes, Goro Akechi struck down Nobunaga with his time-traveling powers. Yeah. Like, does Koichi just come from a... Does he just come from, like, a place, like, before, like, Japanese existed as a language? Oh, Yoichi, not Koichi. Whoops. Alright. Genpei War, Genpei War, Genpei War. I am not familiar with that at all. I... Can we get to the real history of the world that actually applies? Oh no, I did a racism. Oh boy, like, this bugs me because I spend so much time, like, learning about the history of, like, the wider world. The history of a little island nation just kind of skipped on by. There aren't elves in Kyushu, dingus. Oof. 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 Fucking maximum oof, my boy. Jesus Christ. Fucking... Yeah, Honoji Temple. He fucking got set on fire, and he's just like, nah, fuck you. Yeah, and then you died of smoke inhalation, and you wound up in this fucking afterlife. All right, but tell me about Hannibal and Scipio, the guys who were important. Oh boy, it's time to be super offensive. Oh, he's just upset. Like Tokugawa had to fight that fuck. Like even Nobunaga's like, are you fucking kidding me? It's almost as if you didn't plan it out too much, Nobunaga. You probably should have planned out this whole dying thing. Ooh! Ooh! Oh, that's fucking rough to say to him. Holy shit. Your son's fucking dead, I'm 90% sure. Yeah, there it goes. Like, wasn't Ayasu, like, held as, like, a hostage of Nobunaga, or am I thinking of someone else? Ugh. Like, basically, like, his dad traded him, or something like that? It's almost if you didn't. It's almost if your lack of planning is fucking genetic, Nobunaga. Yep. Yep. That's Nobunaga in a fucking nutshell, isn't it? No, like Japanese history. Lewd. But Japanese history is kind of like Russian history in a way. Russian history is this thing happened, and then it got worse. But then this thing happened, and then it got worse. Japanese history is very much the same way from like what little I know. This guy tried to do something cool. It blew up in his face and probably killed him. And then this guy came along and tried to do this thing. And then it blew up in his face and really amounted to nothing. Just seems to be a cycle of guys trying to do cool shit and it just blowing up in their faces. Oh boy, look, we got a villain! Got a villain, man! Okay, but where's Hannibal and Scipio, though? Bring me the good. Oh, boy. I'ma say, it has been a hot minute since I've been faced with something that's like, oh, hey, here's some historical shit, and I'm like, oh, I know nothing about that. Like, the Genpei War, I have no fucking idea. Hang on, let me just, like, bring up the Google. Le Google. Genpei Wars. When was this? 1180. Does that predate the fucking katana also? Jesus. So she's gonna be, so it's like so he's gonna be looking at fucking Oda's sword and going like, or Oda, not Oda, other jackass. new Jackass's sword and going like, what the fuck is this? Why is it so fucking curvy? Jesus Christ! Oh, boy. Alright, well... The end of the Genpai War, as in the beginning of the Kamakura Shogunate, marked the rise of power of the warrior class. Oh, so... Oh, fuck. Okay, I didn't actually know this. So I was like, okay, when did the Emperor start being taken over by the Shogunate? And this is the war that actually does it. Hey. And here's our darkness. Neat. Alright, so the Genpei Wars were... Huh. Neat. So the Genpei Wars were basically where, like, the samurai were, okay, nah, fuck you, we're going now. And it's actually where Japan's flag colors came from. Did not know that. Because the, Taira and Minamoto standards were, red for Taira and white for Minamoto. So they mixed them together. Neato. That's actually a cool little history tidbit. I didn't know that. But... So... Yeah, you know what? Even less stuff is clear now. Kinda wish I'd just gone right into episode 3. Like, I'm not gonna say this is a good or bad show. I'm not gonna say that, because I don't fucking know yet. That second episode, going in there, I was like, alright. Neat. I have no idea what's happening, but I don't care. And, like, enough stuff is like, ooh, who's that? What is this? But here, it's like, they just kind of, like, dangle the stuff in front of you, and you just left out going, like... Well, that's just mouth noises. What the fuck do I make of that? But seeing, it's... Like, I'm in a rough place here, because I've got no real way to look at this as, like, this is the first introduction, so big, but I'm honestly gonna say, I think that the second episode is a better first episode than this, because jumping into it cold, I think, is better than having it be like, oh, hey, here's this fight there's this historical battle where this guy's doing all this stupid bullshit, and it's like... Like, is he a historical figure? Because, like I said, I don't know enough about Japanese history to be like, oh, neat. I know that guy. Like, I clapped when I saw him. I know him. Like, I don't know enough. Is he actually a historical figure? And was he that dumb? Because, like... In episode 2, you see him do all this shit where he's, like, jumping around, he's doing, like, Aijutsu and fucking all that, just going, like, you know, just, like, going, like, lightning strikes, like, jun, 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 jun. But it turns out when he was alive, he was a fucking moron. You've got the same general idea with him jumping around like a jackass, but, like, he had an entire rifle line aimed at an oncoming horse brigade. And everyone fired. Nothing happened. Like, I'm honestly, like, the only thing I can think of is that they were trying to miss. And they were making a smoke screen so he could jump out of the smoke and just get a sneak attack. But that only worked for, like, 5 minutes. Like, not even that, 5 seconds. Got him stabbed through the chest a bunch. And yeah, he shot the guy he was supposed to and probably killed him. But then that also cost him and his entire fucking squad their lives. He's an idiot. Like, going against these New World guys, yeah, that works. That worked, because they were using swords. They were using, more specifically, they were using European-style longswords. And yes, some of you have argued for and against the other ones, but look, I'm just gonna, like, break it down. Because I know quite a bit about European martial arts, like, as far as swords and shit goes. And I know a little bit of Japanese, but most of what I know is about what the materials their shit is made of. There was no fucking way that guy was going to win in a straight fight against a full group of guys wearing European steel and using European swords. There was no way. Now, that might be a controversial topic, But regardless, there's no way to test it because there's no fucking way those two groups would have actually fought. But except for things where, you know, the traders would give the Japanese European armor, and Japanese soldiers would go like, I can't fucking hit him! Why? Which happened a couple times with Dutch trading, but that's neither here nor there. But, like, him going against a bunch of guys with swords, and they have a material, and, well, they have a material, a numerical, and just a armament advantage. So him jumping out and going like and just quickly like bouncing between everyone like Sonic the fuck mothering hedgehog, that works. That's intelligent. That's smart. And that makes me go, ah, this guy's the good fighter. This here, though, invalidates every single fucking point I made. Because he's just doing the same thing, except he doesn't have the element of surprise. Like, I hate to say it, but why does he not have a... What's it called? The Japanese spear with a blade on the end. I'm gonna Google it real quick. It is the Naginata, is it? Is it the Naginata? I'm going to say it's the Naginata. It's probably not, but there's like this Japanese spear thing that you see in like a lot of like pictures and stuff. Like, and I've been told that like it was like the main weapon. It was like this is like what you give your what you if you have like a standing army where people aren't like buying their own weapons, that is what you give your soldier, right? You like, hey, you've got your sword on your belt. That is your backup weapon. Only draw that if you are fucked. And even then, like, it might just delay it for a bit, right? But the main weapon is the Naginata. It's a big pole weapon, so, and it's got like a bladed thing on the end, so you can stab with it, and you can go and slice with it, right? And that's the general idea. And the idea is, you've got the reach. So if someone comes at you with a horse, no. Someone, like, comes at you in a thing, keep them at bay, because your armor sucks. Like, you know, it's like, that was the general idea. So, like, I honestly feel like anyone who uses a katana as their main weapon is kind of a dingus. And, unless they are doing the whole element of surprise thing. Which, like, people have even said in the comments on the last video, yeah, no, that's how you're supposed to use a katana. A katana is supposed to be something that you fucking draw it super quick, you go and the war and the fight is done. You put it back and you get the fuck out of there. Like, and that's how that guy was using it, like lightning style or whatever the fuck, Aijutsu. Who gives a fuck? But like, if this guy is gonna be in like open combat in Japan, why was he not using a spear or a gun? Because he had a gun in his back pocket. Why was he not using that? Like, fuck, there's so many weapons that they had at their disposal. Some were very good. Some were garbage. Why would he stick with a sword that never changed until the fucking modern day, starting at 1200? But why, though? I don't know, like, that just kind of bugs me. Because it seems almost like a reverse God prophecy at that point. It's like, my dude, I just got done, like, in the future episode, like, saying, hey, you're using your sword right. You are working with the disadvantages of your weapon. And then the first episode turns out, no, he's a fucking idiot, and he just fights like that anyway, and he just happened to get lucky. So his characterization's kind of fucking bollocks a little bit, but maybe episode 3 will turn it around a bit. Maybe he'll explain. Maybe at some point we'll get an explanation about why he was fighting like an idiot. Yoichi, I like a lot. His character is basically the same as it is in episode 2. It's cool. And it's very interesting. Like, did modern, not modern Japanese, but did the Japanese there speaking not exist at Yoichi's time? Like, is that why Yoichi's Japanese seems very broken, or is that just a fuck up of the subtitles? Either way, like, I like that they're he's very not monotone, but he's like, he doesn't quite understand idioms, and it's kind of cute. It's like Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, nothing flies over my head. I am very fast. Like, that's the kind of thing I could imagine Yuichi saying, and it's neat. Nobunaga, I don't know. Like, Nobunaga is a fucking monster. But he also had goals, and he had achievements, and he had all this cool stuff. So it's kind of, I kind of liked the way he was presented in episode 2, where he's just like, yes, he's doing his thing. Ah, yes, I'm a fucking monster. Ha! But also seeing a little bit of his human side, where he's like, okay, what about, like, everyone I left behind? Like, yo, what the fuck's up? Oh, my entire life amounted to fucking nothing, and everything got undone the second I was dead. And just, but him freaking out and getting, like, and just shouting about, the bald guy whose name I forget. And shouting about him being a prick and how Ieyasu should never have to fight him, and it's like, oh, what the fuck is just, it kind of ruined the moment a bit, because there was, like, a somber moment there, and then he's just in blind rage. Like, but it's not, like, even, like, a blind rage, like, oh, you bring great dishonor! And it's, like, more like, oh, no, my favorite football team's losing. But, overall, I'd say that this episode's not such a great introduction to the series. I say episode 2 is, and because that one just throws you right the fuck into it, and it's like, and it just drops all the terms on you. Drifter, Nobunaga, Yoichi, dun 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 dun. You got it. Everything is right fucking there. You don't have context, but you don't need context. But now all I have is a couple of neato character introductions, and the death of probably the dumbest fucking protagonist in an anime ever. So, maybe that's why the episode list was fucked up. Someone was trying to make me like the series more. I don't know, but that's really all I have to say about this. Like, not really much historical to talk about, really, that I know of. All the shade the historical shade thrown at the fucking guy's family, though, is neat. It's like, oh, they must have been provincial for a while. He's like, oh. I kind of wish they'd stop acting like goofy best friends and act like, the fucking, well, Oda needs to start acting more like the monster he kind of was. Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. They need a couple more buildings on fire there, Nobunaga. Every time Nobunaga steps into frame, we need a building on flame. I know that was bad grammar, but it rhymed. Anyway, that's all I gotta say about. Let me know what you think down there in the comments. Whether you agree with me, you disagree with me, or you want to bring up something I omitted, because that happens sometimes when we're going a little bit long in the teeth. If you like my content, hey, make sure to like, comment, favorite, subscribe, all that good shit. And if you really love my content, you can always support me on Patreon, which gets you access to the patrons-only Discord channel on the open Discord server, where you can recommend things to be reacted to, let's played, streamed, whatever. And stay tuned, because tomorrow we got another react going up. There's a brand new one. Oh boy. Anyway, as always, I am Nozz, and I'll see you in the next video. But most importantly of all, become a trash mammal today, and I'll see you around the